My name is Ms. Bansari and I'm from Ms. Logics. Today we are going to demonstrate our second modeling tip. This one is about the text list. Now, before we deep dive into this example, let me tell you that text list can be used in two different ways. This example is based off of aggregation usage of the text list. Now, let's take a look at this example. We've got this module, and within this module, we have two different line items, the products and the locations. The products is formatted on the product list, and location is the text formatted. The dimension of the module does not matter here. Now, what the use case is that the client wants to see where all locations have these products been sold in. For example, they want to see chocolates being sold to Paris, Brussels, New Delhi, Auckland, and Nairobi. They want to see all of these locations against chocolates, and rest of the locations against candies and products. So what do we do here? There are two ways to tackle this example. One obviously is the incorrect way. Another one is the correct way, or the planable way. Both do serve the purpose, but let me show you the incorrect way of handling this example. So now, in this example, incorrect way of using the text list is when we think of aggregating the texts, all of these texts on the products, we immediately think of the text list as a function to be used in this example. So we immediately create a module which is dimensioned by the products, and we create a line item, just one line item in this case, called locations. And then we refer back to this location in the text format, and then use a text list function on the products, which is the dimension of your target module. So this way, you're referring to the location as a text, and then using the text list function here, and then the text list is being aggregated on the products. Now it does give you the correct results, whereas it is showing you the chocolates being sold into these locations and the candies being sold into these locations, which is perfect, right? But as a model builder, you know, or you should know, that the text list is not good as far as the performance of your model is concerned. Remember, end users will not bother about, or end users will not care about the size of your model. They will for sure care about the performance of the model. Text list is one of those functions where it hampers or impacts the performance of your model. So as a model builder, you should be aware of that thing. Now, let's demonstrate how do we tackle this in the planable way or in a correct way. Before I go to the module which is shown in the, or which is built in the correct way, let me go back to the source module. Here we have hidden two different columns or two different line items. We need these two line items for the target module, which is the correct target module. Now in this two line items, what we want to do is we want to convert this location text in a location list format, meaning we want to convert this Paris, which is kind of free text, to convert into the list format, which might be available in your model. If it is not, then you can create a new list called locations, and if it's a structured list, you can just copy paste these items into the structured list, or if it's a production list, you can run an import from this location text into the new list and create the new list called locations. Now once that list is created, you use the find item function to see if these texts are basically part of the location list that you just created, right? So once this find item has been used to convert your text formatted line item into the list formatted line item, there's another piece that we need to take care of, which is the Boolean formatted line item. And now what does this do? This basically just checks if your location list is not blank at all. Meaning if this is populated, it's going to be, it's going to be checked as well. For example, in this case, if I had location text as Nairobi and I will add another I at the end of Nairobi, system is not going to find this Nairobi in the list because it's got the extra I at the end of uh, at the end of the Nairobi, right? And the valid, it is not going to be the valid location, right? So this way it is going to put a check on if these are valid locations at or not. So once we have these two locations, we're going to create a new module. Now this time we are not going to create a module dimensioned by just products. We're going to dimensionalize this module by products as well as the locations. So there is an added dimension, extra dimension in this case, right? Now we need to go back to the source module rather, and pick this location, valid location, which is a Boolean formatted line, okay? And then use any function a and y, so which is the aggregation, again another aggregation function as far as the Boolean line items are concerned. So we're going to use any on these, any, there are two any's, right? Any one and this another any, and we're going to use any on the products, which is again the list formatted products, and the location, the list formatted location. That is why we need this location, the list formatted, so that we could use any on this as well. So this is the list format, this is the list format, and this was needed because we wanted to use any function here. That's why we need this Boolean formatted line item here. So once we use those functions in here, you will see the results. This time the results in a different format, meaning it's a Boolean formatted line item, but it does give you the same result, meaning if the clients have to see where all the chocolates have been sold, what all locations are have we sold these chocolates into, right? So he can immediately get to know, oh, Paris is checked. That means Paris has been Paris is the one that where the chocolates have been sold, and the Brussels and New Delhi and Auckland and Nairobi, right? And candies this way. So this is basically to show them the results in a different way, but in a more optimized format as far as your performance of the model is concerned, so that we avoid using the text list. You can go one step further and check if and show them if if they want to see the text or text formatted sort of those locations. You can just create another line which says if your boolean is checked, if your valid boolean is checked in the previous line item, then give me the locations. And this is not the text format, by the way, this is the list format. So we are completely avoiding text in this case, right? So we're saying if valid, then item of location, else blank. But I would say it's giving the same information that you have in this line, which is the Boolean formatted checks, in this line item. So that's how we use the text list in an optimized or in the planable way. Hope that helps. That marks the end of our modeling tip 2. Thank you so much.